Discipline is remembering what you want.
Mm.
Every single day, I remind myself what I want. What I want, why I'm doing this, and for who I'm doing this. And if you remind yourself every day, it's my life going way easier.
What up? How you doing? So today, I had the pleasure of Mr. Andrei Arlovski. He's been over here working out with me yesterday, today, tomorrow, and just gave me a good choice. He's helping me with my diet as well. And today's best diet modification is he just choked the shit out of me about an hour ago, and now it hurts every time I swallow. So
It's good.
I'm going to be very careful how many calories I consume. It's every swallow hurts. So for those that don't know, Andrei is he's a former UFC heavyweight champion. You're world. I'm sure there's probably things I don't know, but I know you're a world champion in sambo,
Sambo,
and Russian wrestling.
Yeah.
So Russian style wrestling, world champion, UFC world champion in the biggest weight division. So you've been around a long time. You've been fighting professionally for almost 25 years. 23. And the craziest shit, Andrei just fought on Saturday. So I was at the fights. A lot of you have been to UFC fights with me. And I went to the fights on Saturday. Andrei was just fighting on Saturday. And then Tuesday, he's over here. We're training. How many hours we worked yesterday?
We had 2 workouts yesterday in the morning and at night.
About 5 hours?
5 hours, yeah. Plus 15 minutes extra.
Plus 15 minutes on some cardio at the end. So,
yeah.
I think something that, the people that are on this call right now, these are people that they're already good at something. There's something they're already doing good in life. And they want to do better with finance. And one of the things that sometimes they struggle with that I think is fantastic, that the reason I bring a lot of fighters around, the reason I personally, in my heart, I feel like these are my people, that you can't be a pussy. You can't give up easy. You got to be willing to work. You're going to have some setbacks. There's going to be an injury, or you don't win 100% of your fights. There's always going to be something, and you have to, fix that in your brain. Be like, okay, this is where I'm at right now. And, what do I do to be better? How do I be better? And maybe you think in different words, but that's, I'd say, as a general theme, that a person in your profession, if they can't handle the setback, or if you give up easy, they should drive an Uber or something. Maybe they should be a manager, maybe at Starbucks, but they're not going to be a professional fighter.
I absolutely agree with you, and we spoke earlier that I try to feel comfortable in comfortable positions. So just like for me, like fighting over and over, camps over and over, like grading over and over. It's like that's what I love to do.
You were telling me that about some training and things that you've been doing, where like running steps. At first you didn't want to run the steps. At first you didn't want to do the steps. Would you share that story with them?
I have an incredible striking coach, Cuban striking coach, Paulino Hernandez, and when I start work out with him, he makes me run stairs. And I hate it. For me, it was, first of all, I hated run stairs. I hated running. But I had to wake up like 4:45. The latest, I have to leave my home, so I have to wake up at 4:30, 4:15, and I have to drive 1 hour to do those stairs. For me, I hate it. But after a while, I love it, and stairs helps me to win my fights. I think it's one of the puzzles was like makes me better and better. And now I said, listen, 10 days you gave me the day off. I'll see you next week. We're going to do some stairs. We're going to start from the stairs.
And that's after you just finished fight camp, had your fight.
He gave me not more than 10 days. Otherwise, he's going to, I don't know, say this word or not, bad word. Otherwise, he's going to
say anything.
Otherwise, he's going to call me a pussy. So I need to do this like what my coach makes me do, and actually I love to do right now.
We were having a conversation at dinner last night, and I thought that was it was something that might be very useful to some of them. Is again, you've been fighting for a long time. Andrei is my age. I just turned 43 this week. And Andrei is just a couple months older than I am. So Andrei and I are both 43 years old. Andrei is still fighting and winning. He's just won his last 4 fights in a row with UFC. You won 6 of your last 7 fights, yeah?
Yeah.
So,
6 out of 7 or 7 out of 8 or 6.
7 out of 8 maybe,
yeah.
but So, you're winning at age 43. And we were talking at dinner last night. You were saying that, well, I have this coach for this, and, Mike Brown helped me, and this person, Paulina. And I started laughing because, not because of you, but I was thinking to myself that, like, I'm 43, and when I want to learn something new, I go find world experts.
Yeah.
I go find some, not one or two, but many of the best guys in the world doing something that I have my two main coaches that, Paulie Malignaggi helps me with boxing because Paulie was a fantastic boxer, two weight division, world champion in two different weight divisions. I go work with Jake Shields because Jake Shields is one of the best jiu-jitsu guys, ever. Yeah. And from his generation, you could argue he was kind of the best for a long time. He beat Damian Maia in Brazil. And then I have, fantastic people like you that, which I'm very appreciative that you take the time to come train with me, that
Thank you for having
you could
me.
be doing many other things. And that means a lot to me. I appreciate this. And when I think about, well, if you want to be good, that's what you do. You have to find the best people that are doing something. You have to learn from the best people. And when you give me an instruction when we're wrestling, like I try to pay attention. I got to see it in my head. So, I got to do this. And, it's clumsy a couple times, but I learned pretty quick, The things we did yesterday, could I do most of it today?
Today was great. But most impressive is your kicks.
My kick. He likes my right kick. I think is okay. My left kick is good. He thinks my right kick.
I think it's better. It's my personal opinion, yeah.
But I digress. So the point that I'd make is, like, we're both 43 years old. And I still have world champion coaches. I have coaches that come that are some of the best in the world ever that come help me when I want to learn something new. I can't invent, kickboxing and jiu-jitsu and sambo, and I can't invent all these things by myself. You have to learn from...
Maybe yet, not yet. No. Maybe one day.
You have to find
53.
You have to find a system that's already working, and then find a master of that system to teach you the system. And then maybe later you can invent something new, something small on top of that first body of knowledge. And I just make the point to you folks that you've had coaches for 25 years.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm fighting in United States 22. Yeah.
Why do you still have coaches? You're the second most. You have the second most fights in UFC history. Why do you still need a coach?
Yeah, because obviously from my experience, coaches sometimes much smarter, more smarter than you, and you have to I'm not boss anymore. I said, listen, coaches, I'm your for camp, I'm your slave. Like Paulina, you want to run stairs, I'm gonna do stairs. Mike Brown wants to do get ups by the wall, I'm do get ups. Steve Moka wants me to do 100 takedowns. I'm going to shoot 100 times double leg takedowns. So just they know, I'm happy person. I'm lucky person because right now I have right people around me. They invest their time, their knowledge in me. So I just have to be disciplined and follow the instructions. If I want to be the best and I want to be a champion, yeah, I'm sorry.
No. So I still do the same things, and again, I might take 5 minutes to make this point to them, but you're the best in the world at certain times. At times in your life, you were the number one guy in the world in certain skills, and you're still doing amazing things that, the man that you beat the other day is 10 years younger than you. Yeah. I was in the fight. I was at the fight. I was in the front row. I'm watching this fight with a couple of the guys from the mastermind group, and, Andrei is 10 years older, and took care of things, won his fight, got a little elbow in the head, and other than that is nothing. Is a couple minor bruises, just normal stuff. A couple minor bruises, one little cut. You're doing that because you got great coaches. I couldn't do the things I did. I spent 9 years in universities. If I could have learned all that shit, if I could have read one book or something, or watched a video on YouTube and learned the same shit, I would have been happy to do it. I spent 9 years in university. Mm. I went to University of Chicago. You lived in Chicago, so my graduate degree is from there. There was the number one school in the world out of 416 in America. It was number one. So you don't just get to go there. You have to just like I can't show up at the professional gym. It's like they're not going to let me work there, So you have to earn your spot, step by step. And to even have those type of coaches that you had or have, or the type of coaches that I've had for school or some of my business coaches, you can't just go there. You can't just give them money or something. Like, you have step by step. So, you have to have that patience. And if you stop learning, you're fucked. You're just done, because somebody else, they want it more than you. They're going to work more than you. They're going to have better information. They're going to work harder with that information. And even if you learn a lot, that's why we have a mastermind group. In my mastermind group, these are people that they're current or future millionaires. A lot of them are already multimillionaires. And, the people that are not is people that are clearly, they're working hard, that they're, if you talk to them for 10 minutes, you'd understand, like, yeah, that person, they're going to go be somebody, So that's why we have that group, is that you're around, about 160 other people.
People who think in the same way like you. So
yeah. And then you can talk and you can share information.
Talking about,
Yeah. So that's helped me an awful lot. And, I even learn things from those people, because I only let the best people in there. So I learn things from them when I spend time with them. And, the type of conversation we have about investing or entrepreneurship is pretty high level, that you can't talk about with normal people. You can't. It's not possible. So you have to have some patience. You have to be learning every day. You have to be executing on that knowledge. And in this course, when you start dreaming about it, and then you're making real progress. Last night I was dreaming about some of the things that we were doing, some of the work on the wall, of fighting for position on the wall. I was dreaming about that wrestling sweep that was really slick. Andrei taught me a couple of really fantastic things. I think he taught me about at least 30 things, but a couple of them were big ones in my head that
I can wait next week. Whenever the rest is Jake.
I'll give you an update. How it goes.
Please.
So I think I'm going to be able to get off that wrestling sweep at least once. He's going to fuck me up a minute later, but I think I'll get that wrestling sweep at least once. So, why have you been motivated to do things that most people can't focus for any amount of time? They work hard for. Some people, they work hard for about 3 days, and if they don't see results, they give up. What was your life like that you wanted to keep taking those steps?
I'm selfish. I want to be famous, and I want to be a champion again. And I have family, I have kids, I have friends who support me over the years through my victories and losses. I just need to put a smile on their face. Hopefully, when I'm gonna be a champion again, my family, my friends, it's just I love to do what I'm doing right now. So I'm like a person. Now I'm sitting with you, one of the best guy in the business world. So it's just, life getting better.
I think another, I'll elaborate on that thought. I grew up, a little bit about my life, that I was very unhappy with my childhood. So for me, I thought, I looked around and I'm like, this is fucked. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do it. I was just a little child, I was I remember being 10 years old, and at age 10, I realized no one is coming to save me. No one, nothing, God is not coming to save me. Satan is not coming to save me. My parents are not going to save me. And I need to start thinking what can I do? What can I do personally to make things a little bit better? And, there's some adults that they still haven't come to terms with that thought. They haven't. That was one of the best things. That was very painful as a child, but as an adult, that helped my life so much that I'm not waiting for someone to save me. I'm thinking, what can I do? What could I do? And sometimes I can't do shit. Some, depends what's happening. So, but looking within and trying to find, a way to better your position. And even when we're wrestling or playing around on the mats, you made comments different times that, and I'm not good yet. I've only been training for 6 months. I'm not good, but I'm not good like you. I feel very confident against some normal guy in the world, but I'm not good like you are. But you see me, and you've made the comment several times that I'm always looking to advance the position. That if I get caught one way, I'm trying to do something else. I'm trying to do something else, and I had to do the same thing in business. In entrepreneurship is the same thing, that You think you see an opportunity in the market and you do something for a while. And if it's not going your way, well, first it helps if you have the wisdom and other smart people around you to be like, is there something I can do to make this better? Or sometimes you just have to give up that idea and have a whole different idea. So, we're going over here now. Oh, we're going over there now. And as long as you're progressing in general, that you're learning things and you're keeping your integrity intact, that the people that you're around, the people you're meeting, that you're keeping your word, you're doing the things that you said you're going to do, well, then even if you fucked up the business thing, you're still building social resources that might help you in the future, that other people know, like, that wasn't his best idea, but I could trust that person, and maybe they're going to help you with something 5 or 10 years later. And, there's some people that I think it's very hard. I think it's very hard to be at a high level of anything if you don't keep your word consistently. Have you seen a lot of people that are very successful that lie to themselves a lot or to lie to other people a lot?
No.
Except for politicians.
No, you have to be consistent. Keep you be a man of your word. Yeah, you're right.
Tying these few pieces together, maybe we'll shift topics, but yeah, you have to be consistent in your behavior of looking for opportunities, try to make things a little bit better every day, and you have to keep your word to yourself and others. And if you start lying to other people, pretty soon you'll be lying to yourself. And when you start lying to yourself, you can't do shit. You don't even believe yourself when you set a goal. You don't even believe that you're going to accomplish a goal because you're full of shit. And at least you're full of shit, but this is not a path to success. And it probably helps if you're going to spend a lot of time on something, it probably helps to find an area that you generally like. But there's going to be plenty of days that you wake up and you don't feel like doing it. Maybe that's one more topic for us to discuss together. That there's plenty of times I wake up and I'm like, I don't feel like doing the hard thing today. And then I remind myself, well, the money gods, the success gods, they don't give a shit what I feel like. They don't care at all what I feel like. They only care, how is my behaviors? Am I engaging on the behaviors that would lead to a good outcome? So then I get up and, that's kind of my version of politely saying that to myself. I'm like, well, the money gods don't care how I feel. They only care, what are my behaviors?
The result, yep.
The success gods don't give a shit about my feelings. They don't care. But I'll have more success if I go do the thing I'm supposed to do. And surely you've had this type of a thought that sometime you woke up and you're like, man, I don't feel like going to training or I don't feel like running the steps. But what do you tell yourself when you're going to go do the thing?
First of all, I have 5 different alarms. They go on every 5 minutes. Secondly, I remind myself why I'm doing this. And exactly one time, my jiu-jitsu coach, Dino Castells, told me, discipline is remembering what you want.
Mm.
Every single day, I remind myself what I want. What I want, why I'm doing this, and for who I'm doing this, and just that's easy. If you remind yourself every day, it's my life going way easier. So, discipline. It's remembering what you want.
What are some of the things that you had to say no to be able to say yes to the things that you wanted the most? What are some things you had to say no to walk the path and have the success that you have had?
Going out, having fun. Now, just what's more important for me, because obviously I'm not 23 years old, so I'm not young, but I need to be disciplined and just choose what's more important for me at that moment, at the present time. So for me, it's more important right now, build my career, run for the title again, be a champion again, and for this goal, I'm give up some stuff.
Do you feel bad about that, or in my head?
100% no. 100% no. And
I didn't think
with age you realize what was 20 years ago is good for young kids, not for growing men at age 43. So it's way easier.
I think a lot of people say, oh, I made all these sacrifices. I always thought of that. This helped me a lot. I thought about that as an investment, that if I was saying no to something to make a better life, that's not a sacrifice. You just made an investment in a better future.
For yourself, of course.
And you make another investment for a better future. That, I mean, I heard Warren Buffett say one time, it sounds ridiculous, but it's a true story. I think he was maybe 86, something like this, years old at the time. And he said, well, probably the most fun thing I could do this month is heroin. But he said that he wants to be alive longer than 1 month, and it's probably going to make the rest of his time miserable. So he doesn't do that, And so I'm sure there's plenty of things that I could have done. I'm not interested in drugs, but I'm sure there's plenty of things I could have done that would have been more fun or more relaxing or easier in the short term, but I wouldn't be able to have some of the results that I did.
Maybe yes, maybe not.
That's true too. When I look around at some people they're having a lot of fun in the short term, I'm never envious of their life. I never think, man, I wish I was dumb like that guy.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I had shitty friends like that guy.
Yeah.
I never feel that way when I look at someone else's life like that, So I feel pretty good that, that word discipline, a lot of people don't like that word. When I was a child, I didn't like that word either. I thought that was like a bad word. And I realized as an adult, like that's the thing that helps you get some of the best things in the world. Some of the best things you could have in life, because you had the discipline to, stay in and work on your homework for this course, or spend 30 hours reading the book assignment this week. And they probably curse me while they do that, and that's fine. I don't mind if they curse me and say, well, fuck this guy. What am I doing? But, by the end of the course, if you did the work, if you don't do the work, we just throw them out of the course. I don't even say anything nice to them or say I'm sorry. I tell them before they join that if you don't do the work, we just throw you out of the course. You don't belong here. And about 20% they won't finish. 80% finish, 20% no. Even though I tell them that before they join, like very clearly. 20%.
At least you were honest to them.
Yeah. So and I don't want my name associated with somebody that they said they went through my course, but if they didn't do the work, they don't know shit. So I don't want my name associated. Imagine like at the gym, if somebody gave me a black belt, but I don't have the skills, it's embarrassing to both people, They're like, this is not a black belt, So I don't want my name associated with something like that,
Okay.
So that's why I kick them out.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Fuck this. So, well, I appreciate your time. You have any final last one? What would you say to somebody? A lot of these people, they're some of them are in their 40s, a lot are in their 20s, 30s. What would you say to somebody that they're already doing good at something? They want to be better in this area as well. This course is about finance mostly, about global markets, the stock market. I had a good day on the stock market. I'll talk about that in a minute. But
good for you. I saw it. It's good.
What that's interesting. I'll do these two things then. So I'll go to that question. Is you watching me? You see me checking my stock account on my phone several times, and no, you're not a finance professional, but you really know people. That you are a good psychologist and you know people. And how would you describe my moods? That when you see me, change, I refresh the thing, and I'm up an extra couple 100,000 or down 60,000. Does that change my mood very much?
Absolutely not. You all the time you were calm. Doesn't matter you're good or bad. You're like always in a good mood. So polite, smiling, joking around. Be willing to learn like some technique, because if somebody like down some like couple $100,000, they like okay, and I'm in a bad mood because they're looking for some excuse. You see it, yeah. It was a pleasure like working with you. Like even like I'm happy you're good with your like stocks, etc., etc. But you're absolutely right. One day it might be good, second day it might be worse. So
we might be down tomorrow.
Yeah,
I might be down a lot tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today I'm up over $1 million. Tomorrow I might be down.
Just in case.
And you're gonna see then whatever happens tomorrow. If I'm up more, I hope that's true. If I'm down,
I remember when I first time met you in Las Vegas. You smiling, you was so calm, like friendly. Now same one, hasn't changed. Yeah. I probably was a little bit more grumpy than at this moment, but yeah, I try to be like all the time focused only on the good things. Yeah.
I don't want to ruin your reputation, but Andrei is much nicer than he seems to be on the outside.
Oh yeah, maybe not.
I'm sorry, I don't want to ruin your reputation. I said that I was talking after your fight on Saturday. I was talking with Bruce Buffer and Mike Bisping, and Buffer was saying several nice things about. He didn't know that I know Bisping already, and he was kind of warming up Bisping and telling Bisping, "You should do an interview with this guy. This guy's great. This guy's great." And I said, "That's true," and I said it in a very cocky way that I agreed with Bruce.
I don't agree. Really?
No. Buffer was saying that that Buffer was telling Mike Bisping that he should meet me, he should do an interview with me, and he's saying Derek is great, and I looked at Buffer, I said that's true, and
it's not cocky. It's a compliment.
But Bisping and I we already knew each other, but there was another joke coming, but I forget what the fuck it was, so I dropped the ball. But I told. Buffer asked me, so what did you think about Bisping? And I said, well, I don't want to ruin Bisping's reputation, but Bisping's that way to us. He's a much nicer person than he seems to be to the public. When you get to know him and chat with him, 100%. Much nicer person when you know him
100%.
than the way he is with the public. I liked him a lot. Last question, I'm going back to it. What would you tell somebody here that they're already doing good? They want to be good in this area too. They want to understand business. They want to understand how the stock market works, how real estate works, how entrepreneurship works. What would you tell them if you wanted to learn something new? What advice would you give to them? What do they have to do to be successful in a new area?
First of all, read books with your advice. Make a plan. And just follow that plan, like step by step. It's just like, what you write it down on a piece of paper, it's already like looks like a plan. You have to do from one point to another, to third, fourth, tenth, etc. Just stick with game plan. It's simple for me. It's like works for me like in MMA. Now I need to like achieve some other goals besides be a champion in UFC. I just need to like write it down and just do like everything possible to reach each step. To get my main goal, my main prize in my life. Just be disciplined. How simple is that?
What if one day they wake up and they don't feel like doing the thing?
You just have to force yourself. Just like it might be like hard to like today, maybe tomorrow too, but in 5 days, we're talking about bicycle in this case. I'm gonna bring bicycle. It's gonna be like, wow, why not? Instead of 15 minutes, I'm going to do 20. Instead of like I feel bad, wake up at 6 o'clock. Maybe in 5 days, I'm going to wake up, 5:45. And it's going to be like little thing, because a big picture, and you make small puzzles, small adjustment, and you just follow your game plan. And you're absolutely right. In 2-3 years, you will see how stupid you might be. Why you didn't do this like earlier? Mm-hmm. So it's just like, and it's like, I think it's very important, like have smart people like you around who gonna help you somehow motivate, push you, and just like reach your goal.
I tell them all the time, I'm not a motivational coach. If you're not motivated, don't come. I say that all the time to the public. If you're not motivated,
it's my motivation too. If you like suck, stay home, like do your stuff and just forget about your goals. Just work for someone. Yeah, forget about success. Do what you're doing right now, and you're gonna be good till like age 86, and you're gonna die.
I appreciate you coming. Yesterday, Andrei and I were working out. He woke up I don't know what time, 4 a.m. maybe, to be on your flight to come over here.
4:30.
Andrei just been fighting on Saturday. He's been working out hard, training hard. Had his fight on Saturday. Wins his fight in Las Vegas. Flies across the country to go home. Then Tuesday morning wakes up early with 8 or 9 stitches maybe in his head here. Wakes up early, comes here to train with me. I only slept 4 hours. I went to pick him up from the airport. I was working very hard Monday. I had too many things to do. I also had to fly on Monday. I slept 4 hours. Both of us could have had plenty of excuses. And I think you were in a good mood. I was in a good mood. I learned so much. We spent 5 hours, kicking or wrestling or grappling. And either one of us had plenty of excuses we could make. But your excuses don't help you accomplish your goals. So you're going to have to make a decision in your life when you have those moments when you least want to do something. You're going to have to make a decision in your own mind. What do you value more, your excuses or your goals? You can't have both. You can't You ever see any world champions that had a lot of excuses?
Nope.
You have to make a decision which one you want more. And I hope you do the right thing.
I was living on my coach's living room on a mattress. I ended up just bouncing at a bar. I'd been a cop. I quit my job. And
Derek Moneyberg presents 10 Commandments of Wealth.
Took the gamble on myself to become a successful professional fighter and make it to the UFC or Pride, and at the time. And
am I making a sacrifice right now, or am I just investing in a better future? So it's easier for me to make those decisions when I think about it as like, oh.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that you mention it, having to actually really process and think about it, I think that word sacrifice is kind of like, I believe it's the word that the ones at the top kind of use to make everyone else feel better about it. Because when you're at the top, now you realize that was an investment.
Was everything just golden and easy and handed to you, or do you have a little struggle yourself along the way?
No. Yeah, in 2013 and 2015, I was living out of my car, full time, and I was too proud to ask for help. Like, how ridiculous is that? You're living out of your car and you think you know it all. And 2015, that's when I kind of I knew that I didn't know it all. So why not find experts in that and really shortcut that? I thought I was going to just chip away. I thought I was just going to read books till I was an expert. I never really talked to anyone that actually did it.
It's been about a week since I've joined the 10 Commandments of Wealth program, and there's so many interviews that are offered in this program. I'm inside the Derek Moneyberg 10 Commandments of Wealth program. This is an awesome program that you're gonna love. I'm gonna use the principles and the knowledge from this program to help me boost my leads in my marketing firm. Buy this program. It's a wonderful investment for your future. You won't regret it, and you'll absolutely love it.